Well, I said, Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white, and it ain't real clear. You said you were there. You said here I was 11. The times were tough back in 35. This is when I'm George trying to survive cotton farm and a Great Depression. And it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other. You should have seen it coming. That's right. I love hearing that. Well, this one, he's taking overseas in the middle of hell, 1943. And one time, you can almost see my breath. Well, that was my tale down the road. John McKee, he was a high school teacher from New Orleans, and he had my back right through the day we lived. And it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other. You should have seen it coming. That's right. The picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen him curve. Well, the day we wrote this song, we were talking about America's heroes, y'all. All men and all women who fight around the world for us on a night just like tonight. Yeah, you can give a hand to those little boys. And I know that California's given up more than its fair share of brothers and sisters for the cause. And I want to say thank you for your sacrifice on behalf of this great country. America! I come from a military family. My dad was a drill sergeant for 23 years in the U.S. Army. And growing up, I always wondered why my dad was such a hard ass. Because he always was kind of tough on me. But I joined the Navy at 19 years old. And by the time I turned 21, I've been around the world. And I came back with a much greater and deeper respect for what it is that my dad does, and those boys and girls do for us on a daily basis. It's a great big world out there. And though most people like us, not everybody does. And somebody's got to be willing to stand up and say, you know what, we're not going to take that shit. We're going to take that money. My grandfather was that kind of guy. He was in Korea long before I was ever born. In some godforsaken jungle fighting for some war that he had no part in other than they just got called up and drafted. And I often wonder what it is that makes men and women in that kind of condition wake up every morning and not want to lay down and die. They fight their way out instead. And I'm not sure what that is for every man and woman, but I know what it was for my grandfather. That one thing was my grandmother. And I never saw him cry a day in my life until they laid my grandmother in the ground after she lost her battle with breast cancer. That's what love should do to you. It should make you want to live and die for somebody else. And I know that that's exactly how my grandfather felt about my grandmother. And that's what inspired this song for me. So this goes out to all y'all out there that are looking for that kind of love, or have that kind of love in your life. Be thankful for it. Cherish that time you got together, because it don't last forever.
Sing it, cowboy!
This one is my favorite one. This is me and Grandma with the sun on stuff. The day was set house. You can't tell it's you, but it was hot that June. That rose was red and her eyes were blue. And just look at that smile.
Yeah!
I was so proud. That's the story of my life. Right there in black and white. And it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other. You should have seen it in color. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen it in color. You should have seen it in color. Well, I said, Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white, and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? You sit here, I was alone.